It was the darkest night of my life. And that night, everything changed in an instant. Alone in Los Angeles, desperate and waiting for death. An elderly man I had never met appeared before me and handed me a small green book. But who was that man? Why was he there at that exact moment? And that book, how did it open a door in my heart? When you hear this, you'll be amazed. When you hear this, perhaps you too will find answers to many unanswered questions in your own life. My name is Marcus. I'm 25 years old, and I was lost on the streets of Los Angeles. Born into a Christian family in Chicago, I used to go to church as a child. But now my only church is the bottom of a beer glass, wiped with the back of my hand. And my only wish is for the next dose to come as soon as possible. Cocaine was fun at first. Parties, friends, joy. Then it became a need. Then I stopped being myself. When I looked in the mirror, I saw a stranger with sunken eyes and yellowed skin staring back at me. My mom wouldn't even answer my calls anymore. In our last conversation, my dad said, "I don't recognize you anymore." Anyone who's experienced that moment would be breathless, because you never forget the moment your family abandons you. That night, November 17th, 2023, I remember the date because my life split in two that night, before and after, darkness and light, death and resurrection. I was in an alley in downtown LA. I had my last $20 in my pocket, and my dealer Carlos was coming out of a building. But that night, Carlos wasn't alone. Someone I didn't know, someone dangerous looking, was with him. A voice inside me said, "Run, but addiction is much stronger than logic." "Marcus," Carlos shouted. His voice was harder than usual. "Get over here." When I approached, everything happened so fast. The man next to Carlos pulled out a gun and pointed it at me. "This scumbag stole money from us," the man said. "What?" I said in shock. "I didn't take anything." My voice was trembling. My legs could barely hold me up. Carlos shrugged. "Marcus, you're trash. If you disappear, nobody's gonna care." My life flashed before my eyes like a film strip. In that moment, I questioned myself. If I died here, would it all be worth it? Would the child my mother cried over while praying die like this? Was this the boy who sang hymns in church? As the man prepared to pull the trigger, suddenly there was a crash, but not from the gun. A car from the side street, as if out of control, was coming straight toward us. Reflexively, I threw myself to the ground. I heard a gunshot, but the bullet passed right over me. The car had hit the man next to Carlos. Chaos. Screams. Carlos was running away. The man was on the ground, groaning. And I was frozen. An elderly man got out of the car, his head bleeding. "Help me," he said, clutching his heart. Heart attack. I couldn't control the car. If you've been in situations like this, you know that moment of panic. As soon as I came to my senses, I pulled out my phone and called 911. I tried to help the elderly man, not the one who had pulled the gun on me. "Stay calm. The ambulance is on its way," I said. My hands were shaking. The man opened his eyes and looked at me. He seemed perfectly lucid. "Young man," he said, "this is no coincidence. God saved you." "I'm a Christian," I said automatically. I didn't know why I said it. "God is one," the man said. "Whatever his name may be, you were created to live, not to die." When the ambulance arrived, the man pulled a small green book from his pocket. It said Quran on it. "Take this," he said. "Read it. Maybe you'll find your way." "I believe in the Bible," I said, but I took the book anyway, so I wouldn't hurt his feelings. "Read the Bible too," he said, smiling. "But read this as well. Maybe what you're looking for is hidden in this book." The ambulance took the elderly man away. Police came and took statements. The man who had been with Carlos was seriously injured but would survive. And there I was, standing in an alley with a Quran in my hand. Having survived, I went home that night. I say home, but it was actually a rotting motel room. I lay down on my bed, lost in thought about what I had experienced that day. Then I looked around. The cocaine package was still on my table. I looked at it, then at the Quran the old man had given me. 2 different worlds, 2 choices. For the first time that night, I cried. I hadn't cried in years. I cried out loud like a child. God, I said, if you're there, if you can hear me, help me. Please. The next day, I woke up at 6 in the morning. I took the package, dumped it in the toilet, and flushed it. Then I opened the Quran. There was also an English translation on the side page. The first page I opened said this: Say, O my servants who have transgressed against themselves, despair not of the mercy of Allah. Indeed, Allah forgives all sins. Indeed, it is He who is the forgiving, the merciful. Surah Az-Zumar, verse 53. Those who experience moments like this never forget them. The words seemed to leap off the page toward me. My servants who have wronged themselves. Wasn't that me? Wasn't I the man who injected poison into himself every day? Who lost his family? Who was about to die on the street? I read for hours. I also took out the Bible and compared them. The Virgin Mary is in both the Bible and the Quran. Jesus is in both. But there was a difference. In the Quran, there was an invitation, a clear, direct invitation. Return, repent, we will forgive you. Days passed. Withdrawal tore me apart. I was sweating, shaking, vomiting. But every day I read a page. Sometimes I didn't understand. Sometimes I understood very clearly. A week later, I went to a mosque. Yes, me, Marcus Henderson White, with a Christian background, an addict. I stood in front of the Muslim Community Center. Should I go in? But what if they reject me? I went in. It was Friday prayer. The Imam was speaking. Brothers, he was saying, the door of Allah is open to everyone. He doesn't look at your race. He doesn't look at your past. He only looks at your heart. I'm not the only one in this situation, I thought. There were hundreds of people in the room, different colors, different backgrounds. They were all doing the same thing: prostration, placing their forehead on the ground, humility. After the prayer, I approached the Imam. He was a young man with a beard. Excuse me, I said. I want to learn about Islam. He smiled. Welcome, brother. What's your name? Marcus. Marcus, I'm glad to see you. Come, let's talk. That day, we talked for hours. He explained Islam. He explained the Quran. He patiently answered my questions. Don't we reject Jesus? I asked. No, he said. Jesus is our prophet. We respect him. We love him. But he's not the Son of God. He's his servant, just like you and me. I want to become a Muslim, I said. Even as the words left my mouth, I was shocked. The Imam's eyes filled with tears. Are you sure? This is a big decision. Don't regret it later, he said. I'm sure, I said. I've never been more sure of anything in my life. That day, I took the Shahada. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abdu wa rasuluh. I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his servant and messenger. I cried. The Imam cried. The other men in the congregation embraced me. Welcome, brother, they said. Today is your rebirth. But life was still hard. Addiction didn't go away in a single day. Withdrawal continued. But I was no longer alone. My brothers from the mosque called every day. They invited me to meals. They took me to prayers. They helped me find work. 3 months later, I had become a cleaner person. I started working at a cafe. I was living in a small apartment, and I was praying 5 times a day. When my mom heard the news, she went crazy. "You're a church boy. You can't be a Muslim," she said. She was crying on the phone. "Mom," I said, "I was dead. Now I'm being reborn. I've changed my life. I still believe in God, just through a different path. But Jesus was a prophet, Mom. I love him. I respect him. But worship belongs only to Allah." There was silence. Then my mom said, "At least you're alive. At least you're clean. Maybe God saved you through this path." Reconciling with my dad took longer. But a year later, during Ramadan, he visited me. He saw that I was fasting. He saw that I was at morning prayer. He saw that I was reading the Quran. "You've changed," he said. "Yes, Dad, Islam saved me." "No," he said. "You saved yourself. Religion was just a tool." I smiled. "Maybe you're right. But without the tool, I couldn't have reached the destination." That elderly man, the driver who had a heart attack, recovered after spending 2 weeks in the hospital. I visited him. "I was trying to find you," I said. "I knew you would," he said. "Allah's plan is stronger than your plan." I read the Quran. I became a Muslim. His eyes lit up. "Alhamdulillah. Praise be to Allah. You saved me," I said. "No," he said. "Allah saved you. I was just a tool. Just like that bullet, that car, that night. They were all part of Allah's plan." Today, 3 years have passed since I experienced this event. But I'm now a very different person. I'm active in the mosque community. I help young people struggling with addiction. I tell them my story. People ask me, "How did you quit drugs and alcohol?" "I took refuge in Allah," I say, "and Allah didn't abandon me." "But how did you give up Jesus?" They say, "I didn't give him up," I say. "I still love Jesus, but now I see him in the right place, as a prophet, as a servant, just like me." If you too are lost in darkness, know that light is always there. Sometimes it comes from the most unexpected place. Sometimes, as in my case, from a green book that came out of an old man's pocket. The Quran didn't just teach me religion. It taught me how to live. It taught me to value myself. It taught me the pride of waking up every morning knowing I am a servant of Allah. And that night, when that bullet missed me, it had actually found its target, because the old Marcus died. The new Marcus was born in that dark alley. Now every day, I pass by that alley and I give thanks. I thank Allah. I thank that elderly man. I even thank Carlos, because he too was part of Allah's plan. Life is strange. One night, when I was about to die, I actually started living for the first time. Don't say a book can't change everything like that. Yes, it absolutely can change everything in an instant. You just have to sincerely seek the truth. My name is Marcus. I'm 28 years old. I'm a Muslim, and I'm at peace. If you're in darkness, know that morning is very near. You just have to decide to turn away from your mistakes. Allah is already waiting for you.